Yo, 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 what's good? This is the host of the most, Tony 47, and today on Cypher Beast TV, we got Mikey-Ice, all the way from the West Coast. What's good? How you doing, Mikey-Ice?
Yo, how you doing today, bro? I'm excited. I'm just really, I'm ecstatic to really to share this story because this is the second time this month that somebody personally reached out to me, and we're gonna share some history about like the things that I was actually a part of.
Dope. Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I seen your channel. I seen you throw some, some lineage in the breaking scene, and so I wanted to tap into some of your knowledge that you've been through, some of that lineage that you know of the culture. And so, from the first start, other than out in California, that's where you're at. Tell me more about you, and when did you start breaking and getting part of the scene?
Okay, so I'm originally from LA, which is South Central. I was born and raised. I was born in Gardena, raised in South Central, all the way up until I was 13. And then my family, we migrated to a city called Madera, California, which is 15 minutes away from Fresno, an hour away from Modesto. So we would call that the Central Valley.
Okay.
So actually, that's the Central Valley, and that's where all the guys like me, Boogie T, Ramine, Super Dave, that's the Central Valley.
Okay, dope. And what year was it
Um,
when you were getting, associated or involved or getting down?
I would say officially, I would say at that time it had to be like around 1983. That's when I actually got.
1983.
That's when
Okay,
I
so
actually first got the name Mikey-Ice was in 1983 because of a DJ that I looked up to. One of my favorite hip hop rap groups was a group called UTFO, and there was Kango Kid, there was Dr. Ice, and there was a DJ named Mixed Master Ice.
mm,
And during that time, before I even had the name Mikey Ice, I was already going by, I gave myself the name Little Uprock because Uprock is something that we called on the West Coast, what people will call top rock. We called it up rock. So me being like a shorty, meaning like a short kid, like 12 years old, I decided to call myself Little Up Rock. Yeah,
word.
that's the name that
Okay.
I gave myself before I was called Mikey Ice.
And this was at 83 or before that.
1983.
Wow. Okay. Can you take me back, a first time you saw breaking, or what did it feel like?
Okay, so the first time I ever seen breaking, I was just I was coming out of elementary school and I was going to be a freshman in junior high school. And during that time, we had PE class. There was PE, you had arts and crafts, you had home ec. And I remember specifically, I was sitting on my numbers, and the coach, he would call out people. He would say, like, Cypher B, and you would say, here. You would say, Jose, here. And then he called somebody's name out, and he didn't say anything. And he called them out twice. He didn't say anything. And when I looked over, he was doing footworks. He was doing what they call six step. He was doing the six step around his number. So every student had their number. So I could be number 10, he could be
Wow.
number 7, he could be number 8. So there'll be like number 7, Jose, here, number 9, here. And when they called him, like he didn't respond and he was doing footwork. And that was the first time physically I ever seen somebody do footwork. So prior to that being said,
Word.
yeah, so prior to being that said, there was a TV show on TV. It was called Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's incredible. And during that time, I remember watching it. Yeah, I remember watching the TV show, and they said during commercial, they said we got this exciting new dance coming out of New York City, and it's called breakdancing, and it says Believe It or Not. And I was thinking to myself, oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, so the whole show was about showing things that you would never see. So it was like, do you believe it or not? Somebody would put a flamethrower in their mouth and it would say, believe it or not, like he survived. So when they showed it, they said they
mm,
had the dynamic rockers versus the floor masters. And that's when I really seen, that was the first time that I seen breaking on TV. It was the dynamic rockers versus the floor masters on a TV show called Believe It or Not. That's incredible.
wow. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's amazing. And that was what, 90, or no, sorry, 80. Well, that was in the 80s, right?
Yeah, that was definitely in the
I would
80s
say
though,
90s,
bro.
but
Yeah. I know we want to go 90s, but yeah, I gotta be honest though, bro. I gotta go through the 80s because that's when I came up. A lot of times A lot of people you interview, like, of course, their story always starts in the 90s. Mine starts in the 80s. So that had to be like between,
Yeah.
that had to between, had, oh my God, I can't really put a date on it. Like, if I can just sum it up, it had to be between
Okay.
19, yeah, it was just in the 80s. I don't want to give out a missed day and everybody's like, oh, that's not the right
Yeah,
date.
yeah.
Yeah. But it was the early 80s.
Got it, got it. And it's been, gosh, it's been so long ago
Right.
that, you know,
And
it's hard to
I
get the
wasn't
exact
Mikey
dates
Ice,
and,
and
you
I
know,
wasn't even Little
in place.
Uprock because I didn't even know what I was really seeing. I just seen it on TV, and I knew that things were changing because then, like, literally that summer Planet Rock just came out.
Dang.
And that changed.
So,
And
you know, what made you stay?
what's that?
Oh, no, keep going.
And
I got
literally,
a question
when
after that.
Planet Rock came out, that shift the whole energy of what was to come because that was like the number one song. It was like that song we hear, Planet Rock, and it was just like it was an amazing energy because it was electro funk. Electro funk on the West
Mm,
Coast was something new because we was just used to which would be called P funk, which is the Parliament funk, like we want the funk, again, everybody, everything was just like the funk. But then when electro funk came in, that's when you had the computer voice.
oh,
Yeah. So once electro funk came in,
okay.
it came in with the energy. It came when electro funk came in, breaking came with it. Because everything after that, you heard the song "Play at Your Own Risk." PLAY. If you set me free, play at your own risk. You ever heard that song?
Mm. Ooh.
Okay.
I can't recall
Okay.
hearing
Well,
it, but
anyways, if you haven't heard
I
that
have a
song,
feeling if I
it's
heard
a
it.
super iconic song. Play at your, and that was the same thing. It was electro funk. Once electro funk came in, everybody started making electro funk songs, and then like breaking breaking started to evolve. But before I was breaking, I was locking. I started locking early, but we're gonna stick to breaking.
Okay. And you know, during that time it was normal to have a breaker, a popper, locker,
Yeah,
you know, to kind of within that crew,
and
but now it's kind of dynamics change,
right.
you
And
know.
the thing that was normal about it, everybody could do both. You didn't just have one popper in the crew. Literally, you could do both. Like I could pop, I could lock, and I could break. You can literally do most everybody that I ran across can do three dances at the same time. You weren't just
Mm,
limited to just like being like a breaker. Like you literally, and then on top of that, like you could do your little piece, you could do graffiti. And that's the thing about hip hop. Like back then, you literally did all the elements. You didn't just say that you was a breaker. If you was a breaker, you knew how to do graffiti. Even if you knew how to do graffiti, you knew how to beatbox. These are like the early elements because when hip hop came to the West Coast, it came as a complete package. It didn't just come with breaking. All the elements came with it.
yeah.
So you literally did
Yeah.
everything. And then on top
Think
of
that
that, girls were involved though too. So the girls could do everything too. There was girls that were breaking, popping, and locking at the same time just as well as there was boys or kids involved. So you have females and guys doing it at the same time.
and back then was the parties, the raves, house parties. Is that where you guys were connecting during that era?
Yeah, if we're transitioning into the 90s, in the 80s there were no raves. And I couldn't go to house parties because
Mm,
I'm just about to become a teenager. I'm 12 going on 13.
okay, okay.
Yeah. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Surround Cali,
Right.
West Coast, who were the first people that, you know, inspired you locally?
First people I can say to be, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Because I started off as a popper first. There's a guy in Madera, California. His name is Jesse Gomez, and I want to talk about him. He was literally the best dancer
Mm,
in our city, and he was known. And honestly, like I idolized him. I admired him. I used to go to school dances and I would just kind of like hang out and I was very shy. But his name is Jesse Gomez and they used to call him Tetronic because he knew how to do like a lot of like different tests. His style was about Teddy, but that was just who I was inspired by because I started popping first. Actually was locking, popping, and then I went to breaking.
yeah.
But I had to speak on the individual, like how you said, who was Jesse Gomez, and then there's another guy his name was Isidro. Isidro, he was another popper, because like during that time, breaking was just about to start. making an explosion because in 1984 the movie Breaking came out. B Street came out in 1983.
Right,
Breaking
right.
came out in 1984. So, and then there's another individual. He was a graffiti writer, and his name was Boy. And he used to go around and he would do big graffiti pieces. These are people that I looked up to as a kid. They weren't necessarily breakers, but at the same time, like I used to try to do everything because that's when I seen on the screen, like if you could do graffiti, I try to do a piece, like I try to beatbox in school. So I would say Boy from Madeira, Jesse Gomez from Madeira, and a dude named Cedro from Madeira. And when I was in junior high school, the first crew that I got introduced to or they put me in, they were called the Lockatrons. That was my first crew, the Lockatrons.
Locatrons. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think about the this generation misunderstanding about the '80s? You know, it's such a
Okay.
wide range, but
To be honest with you, I think I don't think they have a misunderstanding about the 80s because it's like it's way before their time. It's kind of like if you're not from that era, it's like you can't really speak on it because like literally like there would have to be like my age and to have kids to like to properly understand that because nobody in the scene really today is from the 80s, so they can't. It's almost like if I just talk about like Caesar or the Romans, I can have an idea, but it's like I wasn't there. So I can't really have an opinion. But if you want to shift it to the 90s, now we can go into the 90s. And then I can definitely speak on like
mm,
their perception about how they feel about the 90s. But I'm glad that we spoke on the 80s.
yeah, yeah, no, 100%. And is there something in the '80s that you want to speak about? I know that there's kind of a lost chapter because it started in the '80s and then they had I don't know like a break and then it came back
Right.
kind of late '80s but early '90s,
Right. So the
right?
so the thing about it, to be honest with you, the one of the main reasons why Breaking died in the 80s because it only really lasted maybe 2.5. I give it 3 years being honest. And one of the main reasons why it died because it
Mm.
got too commercialized and everybody got tired of seeing the windmills. Because you can only do the windmills so many times where you start getting bored. It's like people when it first came out, the windmills was like literally the windmills are like air tracks. Like if you could do the windmills like that was like literally the best move. Like if you could do windmills or a head spin, but when you're still doing the same move for like year after year, people got tired of it. And honestly, breaking and then all the people that was involved with corporations like Pepsi, McDonald's, the Olympics,
Mm,
they took it and they used it for everything that it was, and then it started to become a joke because now you have like cereal commercials with like Fruity Pebbles doing head spins, or it started to become like a joke, because people like,
right.
when you start seeing cartoons and like Bugs Bunny like doing backspins or something, like people were like they they didn't take it serious no more. So
Yeah.
eventually it faded away and it died. Yeah.
So they kind of played it out to the
Yeah,
max
exactly. Kind of similar to what
on
you're
the
seeing
sense.
really today though, it's kind of like it's being too oversaturated, like how everybody can see videos after videos after videos after videos. And if we're being honest, a lot of people that I know, like this, like it's too much overstimulation. It's like nothing's really like you can see Pocket from Korea. He'll
Yeah.
do like a thousand elbow tracks, and when he gets up, nobody even claps anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? I see him
During
do
my
it. Yeah,
time,
and
it was
everybody's doing like
Pocket.
this before he does his moves. And when he does all of his moves, there's no more excitement. Why? Because they seen him do it contest after contest after contest. And that's what happened with breaking in the 80s.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Like I like social media content is great, but then for example, because before, I mean, you probably can explain this a lot better than I can
Mhm.
because you were more in that era too. So I mean, I started back in '06, right? And so during that time, social media was getting just starting getting, more bigger. YouTube was starting getting bigger, and people posting their rounds or the footages. We're seeing it, so quickly that isn't getting that excitement kind of disappears when you're seeing it in person because you're already seen it.
Exactly.
So where you tap into those thoughts is that
Yeah. Literally the thing that I wanted to share though too, like breaking's always been that like that element of surprise. Like you never showed anybody what you can do. It's like even if you're gonna go fight somebody, like you don't let anybody watch you on your phone so they can figure out all your techniques, how you block, how you kick, and then when you fight them, guess what? They already know how to block all your stuff. And that's the same thing with breaking. If I'm putting up all my practice clips and I'm saying I'm training, by the time I get to the event, everybody's doing like before I even do the move, they're doing the move with me at the same time. So it loses its power. There's no more power. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no more excitement
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you
100%.
already posted up the same move that you're gonna do in the contest on your Instagram for like the last 2 weeks. So there's really no more shock value in breaking, to be honest with you.
Do you think you know the I don't know his full name, but H Juden from over
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah.
out in the West Coast, Cali right
He's
now.
from here. Well, he lives
He
out
posted
here.
some clips,
Yeah.
him he posted some clips of he read, he kind of read your book or whatever on social. He kind of read what you're about to do during the battle, and so he kind of mimics it and does it. So I think it's funny.
Okay.
But like you're saying, it's you kind of they know what's happening, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why too a lot of the breakers like Reveal, Little Rock, K-Mel, Flea Rock, Bebe Rock, all those dudes were like they were like something that it was gonna shock you because they didn't show everybody what they did. So when they came to the event, freestyle session or out for fame, abstract, you didn't know what he was gonna throw at you, you know? And that's the same thing with Reveal. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you would see Reveal break a freestyle session, like all the stuff he was doing, nobody's ever seen it. That was the first time that when you see Reveal do the twist into the spider, into like the sideway freeze though, that was like you were seeing that for the first time because this is like 99, yeah, 98, 99. So there was really no, there wasn't even, yeah, there was no smartphones in 98, 99.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything was getting caught by surprise, or you see it at the battles, and then be like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
he got some new moves," or
Right.
catch everyone by surprise.
Yeah. That's kind of true though. Yeah. I definitely agree with that, and you know what, even with that being said, to be honest with you, Cypher Beat, I still love the new guys. I still like to watch the new stuff and I subscribe to everything, B-Boy Network, Feel the Beat, Stance, all those channels because I still like to keep up with today's time. So I'm still watching all the new stuff. Does it have the same vibe when I watch like the videos from the 90s? No. Because a lot of the moves that I'm seeing
Yeah,
that they're doing,
different.
like those moves are done 20 years ago. And I seen it firsthand. I
I
seen it
mean,
firsthand.
I know we could tap into this category of topic a lot deeper too, because it's we live in a different era, right? Where social media, yeah, cool, we've seen it done, but maybe live in person might give you a different feeling, right? Almost like you hear the first song of an artist, but you want to go see them live, so you go to their concert. So can we tap into a certain way of like breaking? Like we see Hero 10 do some crazy power moves, but on video it's crazy, but then when you see it in person, it's even crazier because you're like, oh my God, your body can move like that and do like 10 elbow air flares in a row
Right.
into whatever he does. But it does catch by surprise. But then maybe is it harder for a judge to judge that because like, oh, does it give you that wow factor because I already see what's going on? So I can think there's a lot of what do you call it, like different perspective in it. But for me, I think it's I get it's good and bad because I grew up where like, oh, keep your moves underground until you go to the battle. But then it's like I don't want to keep underground because you post on video, who knows, someone from overseas can see your stuff that's never been to your local jam that likes your stuff and be like, oh, okay, maybe you want to fly you out and
Exactly.
compete at this jam, invite. And so there's two different methods to look over that. And so, therefore saying my question is that, what are your thoughts with the media, social media?
I think to be honest with you, I think that's the plus side about it. It's like if you want to be seen, if you want for people to fly you out or to like to have you as a guest, I think it's very necessary to put yourself out there. And I recently had to like come to that conversation with myself. Like if I really want to be seen and people to say, you know what, Mikey Ice is more than just like the video guy or he's from back in the day. Like I need to show like what I can do,
Hmm.
and I'm okay with that. Before, I didn't really want to be a part of that because I wanted you to see me physically, to be able to see it,
Yes.
and
Yes.
but now that I'm seeing that I'm getting more views and people are really starting to like, pay more attention to me, especially beyond like just the video clips that I can post. I think that is even necessary for myself
Mhm.
to put out more personal video footage of me so people can have an understanding like not only do I still do this, but it's like, yo, he's still dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. We could tap into a lot about that too, because I like to because people will do interviews that's kind of behind the cameras and then in front of the camera. So a lot of content I've been doing was like I want to be in front of it, so then it gives a recognition in the sense of me, right? But then can you build it through a social media platform? We're like, oh, okay, we want him here to do X, Y, and Z at different areas because we've seen his face. We kind of trust them and like no one trust in a sense through content. But this is like YouTube talk, content creating talk, right? And so it's definitely different era of times. I don't. Yeah, I could talk a lot about it too, but anyways, but media I think is great. But then during those early times, I could see where it can be more butchering in a sense of you battling. We know your moves, so we're gonna come by and roast you because we know what you're about to
Right.
do. You know?
Right. And but with that even being said, like I still have that same mentality too. Like even though I'm gonna put out stuff, a lot of the stuff that I want to keep to myself because I don't. I still want, for me personally, Mikey-Ice, I still want to have that shock value. I don't want to be like, I watched your video, bro. I already know that you're gonna go to your knee, slide, and grab your leg. There's a lot of stuff that I do that
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it out from the camera because if I get called out, I don't want to be like expected to be like, oh, what is he gonna do?
Hmm.
Like, oh, all he does is do top rock. It's like, no, bro. Like, I still got burners though, bro, all day. But I'm not gonna show you because that's breaking. That's like when you go to war, like you never show your enemy all your weapons. That's the art of
I like how
war. You
you
never show
tap
your
said
weapons.
that. Yeah, what's in your arsenal, right? You just show them what they want to see, but
Yeah.
then they don't see
And it's like a
what you
boxing.
got actually have.
It's like a boxing strategy. All the greatest fighters, though, they play like possum. Muhammad Ali, they act like they're on the ropes. They're on the ropes. They're getting beat, and then
Hmm.
after that, it's just do 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 do, and it's just like KO. But the whole time, I'm letting you tap me. I'm ducking and dodging. Let you get a few hits so you can feel like, oh, you're getting momentum. And all the great fighters know that teach that in
Yeah.
fighting. Like you let the rounds progress, and then you start getting aggressive.
Mm, I like that.
Yes.
I like that. I
And,
like
and then
one of
also with
the what you mentioned is that
Yeah, and then also what you're mentioning
it's
as
kind of
far as
cutting off. Go
media
ahead.
too. Yeah, like I want to start putting myself, my face more. I want to be seen like all my interviews from here on. Before, I've always been a guy from behind the camera, and I feel like in order for me to even get exposure and to be like fully respected and recognized, my face needs to go with Mikey-Ice TV. Like you have to visually see my face.
Yeah, yeah, we could tap into a lot more of that too. But you mentioned a comment was that, hey, you're always going to be ready, right? So like, I have that mindset of even still today. Like, I was talking to my homies who went to a battle on Full Force this year, and I was like, I'm bringing my breaking gear. I'm ready to, to get down. Even though I brought my camera, gonna get some
Yeah.
footage and content in my mind, I'm always ready to. If someone calls me out, I was like, let's go, let's battle, right?
Yeah.
So I always have a sense in my head. If someone calls me out, am I going to be ready to battle? Because I'm not just the behind the camera media guy. I can get down too, but it's just when and where if someone does. I don't think anyone's gonna call me out, but you never
But you
know.
know
Some
what?
person could be
You'll
like,
be surprised though,
hey,
bro, that the nature, that's the one thing about breaking, to be honest with you. The nature of the beat is to sting. It's actually natural for somebody to want to call you out. Even if you don't want to
yeah,
battle and you're just sitting, you got your cool shirt on and you got your shades on. And sometimes people, it's because they're just so b-boyed up. Like they don't know how to pull back and say like, I respect you. They'll just give you the cock like in your mouth, like while you're just chilling. And like you said, if you got your shoes ready, like put on your shoes and let's go.
yeah.
Yeah. I've been called on
I
many.
like how you mentioned that because there. Go ahead.
I've been called out many times in street clothes, like just street clothes, collar shirt, like nice jeans, nice hat that I would never sweat in. And like, I'm tearing everything up though, bro, because the nature of the bee is the sting. When you're a B-boy, you want to sting somebody like a bee.
Mm-hmm.
A bee will sting you and it's like, ow. And that's the nature of the B-boy. Like you look around and you see somebody, maybe they're doing top rocks and it or footwork or some type of power, and like you guys make eye contact, and then for some reason he's looking at you like, you want to do it? And you're looking at him like, bro, is he looking at me? Or he wants to do it, like, you know? And the B-boy, if you're really about it, you never say no. You never say no.
Oh yeah, yeah. If not, you got
Yeah,
more talk, more talking, trash talk to you, right?
right.
But yeah, yeah. Uh, You know, during your era without YouTube and tutorials,
Mhm.
how did you develop your style? Or like, how did you
To
learn?
be truthful about it, like the one thing about like breaking is imagination. So a lot of times when I didn't see stuff, like I would just think to myself, like, if you put the leg here and the arm here, it was always like my imagination. And imagination comes from, honestly, a lot of the early breakers, we got our imagination from watching superhero movies.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like superhero movies and animal movement, kung fu movies, the Snake Fist, the Drunken Master. That's where breaking literally got its inspiration from martial arts. Like, because a lot of the moves that you would see Jackie Chan do, like the corkscrew and the Russians and stuff like that, the backflips, the head flips that everybody does with no hands. That's all martial arts. And this
Mm.
is even before breaking were being developed. Jackie Chan was doing head flips and Jackie Chan movies as early as like 1970, like in the mid 70s. That's where our inspiration came from, is watching black belt theater on TV on Saturdays. Because you will see windmills, you will see head flips, you will see back springs. So that's your answer right there. Martial art movies, kung fu
Mm.
movies. Like how Wu Tang
Yeah,
got
martial art.
inspiration from doing the Wu Tang versus Shaolin. They were doing the same thing. We were doing the same thing. Instead of being on the mic, we got inspired to do what they were doing on the floor, watching Wu Tang
Oof.
versus the Drunken Master.
I saw a video. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Drunken Master, I saw a video of someone was trying to mimic, Jackie Chan during doing some of the some replica of the moves, right?
I'm gonna
And during
post a
that time,
video
he
of
was
when I
doing
get off
some,
the phone with you, and I'm gonna
uh,
show you exactly where everybody in New York and the West Coast where we got
yeah.
inspired by.
What is it? I could pop it up right here, actually.
It's like a bunch of martial clips with Jackie Chan, but he's breaking in the clips.
Got it, got it. Yeah, yeah. He's probably, I'm not sure which one, but
Yeah, the one that I got,
he's
it's
probably doing
chopped
a
up
lot
into
of
like
movements, right?
specifically a lot of pieces though, where you can see the movement. I'll post it up and you can watch it.
Okay, dope, dope. Yeah, yeah. We'll recap on that.
Okay,
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Martial.
right.
Yeah, I can pop it up actually now if you want to watch it, but I have something popped up here. I got to just do a little screen thing on here. Yeah, can, can you see it? I'm not sure which one it is, but
Oh yeah, I see the
maybe this
YouTube.
one. I don't know.
It might be the one where you're drinking the wine. Let's see.
Oh, this one's more fighting, I think.
Yeah.
That one, that's a short. But anyways,
Okay.
he does have some. It's not these ones though.
No,
He
it's
has a
not. No,
shirt
no,
off
no.
though, right? In one of the movies where he.
It's
What's
not
that?
Indian. Yeah, I think it
Maybe
might
this
be
one.
that one in the middle.
This
I
one.
don't know what that music is.
These are all shorts though.
Yeah, those are all short.
I can't hear the music. Can you hear the music? Gosh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't write breaking. I'd just say drunken master. But I know what you're talking about. I seen videos of him doing moves. They're like, oh, dude,
I have
you're
the
doing some
video.
crazy
I
stuff.
literally have
Where
the
it's
video
like,
on my phone.
you do okay. Can you do?
I can't show
Is
you
it
while
maybe
I'm
this
doing
one?
the interview, but I can show you after.
Maybe we got advertisement here. Okay, yeah, you can show me after.
Okay.
I wonder if you can just. You can probably post it. I saw a video of something like this where he's doing a bunch of stuff too, like some breaking moves and like doing some kip ups and then like some rollbacks. But we can put this on the side and finish this later. But yeah, he does some dope stuff already. And so, was this a pinnacle during your era of learning, breaking and mimicking some of these moves? The thread definitely used a lot. Anyways, we can.
Okay. Well, we can skip
I think
that.
we're getting towards.
I
Yeah,
can
we can
share
skip
some
it.
more
Okay.
important
All
information.
right, sounds good to me. Yeah.
So let me share something with you
Yeah, we'll
that I
skip
can
that.
jump into real quick. Okay. So when breaking was making a
Okay.
comeback on the West Coast in 1991, 1992, there was a guy up north. He was literally in a crew called Jughead Tribe, and his name was Tootie. Tootie is
Mm.
known in the Bay Area. He was
Jughead
the one
Tribe.
that was doing head spins, flares, halos, and he was Ivan's inspiration. Who like a lot of people look up to Ivan and say Ivan's this and that. This guy named Tootie, he was
Yeah.
the dude that Ivan looked up to. Tootie basically inspired me. Tootie inspired everybody from the Renegades to Rock Forest to all the Bay Area crews. So I wanted to give Tootie his flowers because a lot of people like they don't know or talk about who Tootie was because he's from the 1991, 1992 era. Jughead Tribe.
Yeah,
Amazing
because
dude.
during my time,
Yeah, amazing dude, and then after that, everybody started kind of like popping up. Rock Force came out, Renegades came out. And the thing about that too, Cypher Beast, like I wanted to share with you, the Filipino community basically revamped breaking on the West Coast. Like, I'll be the first to say that. Like, it was already something to do. But even back then, like in the early 90s, though, before there was even crews, everything was called tribe. They didn't call themselves crews, everything was called
uh-huh.
tribes. So there was Jughead Tribe, Boobala Tribe, Lunacy Tribe, Happy Tribe, and Makulet Tribe. Everything that was going on in the Filipino community, all instead of calling themselves like Makulet Crew or Jughead Crew, they would call themselves Lunacy Tribe. So Filipinos, Filipino Americans, even with the DJs from Mixmaster Mike, DJ Cuber, DJ Apollo, them, all the Filipino house dancers, because house dancing in which they call house dancing and groovers, they were the first dancers to kind of like introduce the transition of from house dancing, which was hip hop dance, to starting to become breaking. And this is like
Hmm.
1991, 1992, 1993. So I just want to let people know out there, Dangerous Image though too that was a known Filipino crew in the Bay Area in Jedi Clan. That's some heavy
Yeah.
information though, bro. I know a lot of these names you probably never heard about because like I said, this is the beginning of the
Mm-mm.
90s. This is the beginning of the 90s though, bro. And by time breaking started really like catching some momentum, 96, 97, these guys are already out the scene. Yeah.
Got it. Because we all get older,
Yeah.
try to pave the way towards them. And wow, yeah, that's a lost lineage right there that hasn't been spoken too much about,
And that's why I
which
want
we probably need more,
and that's why I want to
content
explain it.
around that.
That's why I want to share with you Dangerous Image, Jughead Tribe, Jedi Clan. There's another crew called 3D. And there was just a bunch though, bro. But I want to give credit to those because those are pretty much like all Filipino. Those are Filipino crews that were breaking up north, meaning like from San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, and Union City and Hayward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely need to tap into more of this, kind of find the OGs, more tap into this lineage of the culture, right? Because like other than this being lost, do you feel like, what other part of the culture do you feel like else is being lost? Do you think it's like right before the 90s, that kind of spoke about?
You know what I can say to be honest with you? I feel like because it's a culture to me, the art of having nice up rocks, top rock, like really, really dancing with the music. Like,
Mm,
we're talking about that's even your era, 2006, 2007. You remember when people was really dancing to the music before they went down? I do
but
remember that
yeah,
course
they'll have
because
that.
I'm in that era though too. I seen the whole early 2000s. Everybody in the early 2000s, late 2000s, even Morris when he was in Flexible Flav. If you watch old footage of Morris when he was in Flexible Flav, Morris was really dancing before he went down. Sometimes he would dance for like 30 seconds on top and then do power moves. And I feel like in today's times, everybody's so excited to attack the floor that they forget how to. Even you remember Dunock, Super Crew?
Yeah, do not. Yeah, yeah,
Look
yeah.
at the way Dunock dance. That's what I'm talking about. When you see Dunock break, Dunock's a b-boy, but what is it? What is his strongest point? He's on top. He's on top. And when he's on top,
His
he
dance,
actually
right?
makes sense. He
Mm,
relates to the
I
music.
love that.
He understands musicality, he understands words. And I feel like in today's scenes, I feel like that's a lost art form because I think for a lot of reasons too, I think a lot of the kids today they don't really appreciate like hip hop music like Das Effects, the UMCs, Black Sheep, De La
Hmm.
Soul, A Tribe Called Quest, Leaders of the New School. And this is all the music that breakers were dancing to in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think music played a big part of this?
Music is it was everything, bro. I'm telling you, it was literally not only did it play the big part, it was literally everything. When you walked in the jams and you heard, here we go, yo, here we go, yo, so what, and there Bo knows this and Bo knows that, but Bo don't know Jack because Bo can't rap. Like when you heard the scenario, who's that? Brown. Everybody knew the words. Was music a big part of it? Music was everything. That's how you know who was the best dancer if he knew how to do all the words, the musicality, and he can do the power. If you can do all that, literally, you were the best. Ivan. That's the reason why Ivan was such a threat because he would do power moves and he knew he would scratch while he would top rock when it would go. Jubit, 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 pump that beat. Like he knew how to break and stop. He would scratch the record in the middle of his top rock. Is music everything? Yes. That's the reason why Ivan became so explosive. That's the reason why Ramine became explosive. I have to use him as an example. Ramine is the main example when you watch him dance, like he understands music. That's how important it is. And it's like those type of individuals are very dangerous because you can't contain them. Because he's gonna blow you up on music. He's gonna blow you up on
Mm,
style. He's gonna blow you up on power, and then he's gonna blow you up on hip hop dance.
damn.
That's the reason why
Because
people
with
look
the
at
music
him as
now, with
being
all
like
the
one of the most iconic dancers because he mastered all three. He didn't just like participate it, he mastered it. He mastered musicality, he mastered like his own style, and he mastered hip hop dance. When you see Romine dance, he knows how to hip hop dance. Breaking is hip
yeah.
hop. Breaking is hip hop. Literally breaking is so if breaking is hip hop, then you should know how to hip hop. Hip hop is a bounce. It's not that's not hip hop. Hip hop is a bounce. It's a bounce, bro. Hip hop.
Mm,
It's a bounce. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's called hip hop. Like you're literally here we go, yo. It's hip hop. You have to have a bounce.
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Which taps into in my mind. I'm thinking right now, it's like, oh, is the music nowadays because the litigation of like, oh, is this copyrighted? Is this do you have the license for this? That type of do you feel like that kind of ruined the aspect of the of that?
I think it rule the aspect when it comes to a contest, but what about if you're not at a contest? What about if you're at an after party and the DJ's playing hip hop?
Mm,
Are you worried about like the copyrights or are you gonna battle?
right, right.
Okay, I ain't gonna battle because I'm not, this song is copyrighted. I can't. Bro, come on, let's go. Throwing out leaders of the new school, throwing that bone, throwing the scenario. Doom, 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 doom. Here we go, yo. Like, are you gonna worry about copyrights or are you gonna battle? We gonna battle. Honestly, the B-boy, we don't honestly the real spirit of the B-boy. I've seen people do power moves in the street with no just on a head, like on cement. No beanie, no protection. Coin drops in the middle of the street, like gravel street. You think they're worried about like, is the floor gonna be smooth? Are the cameras are gonna be nice? It's like, bro, when you're a B-boy, I've seen people slide on their head
Right,
in the
right.
street. In the street, bro. Head is bleeding, elbows is bleeding. That's a B-boy. A b-boy doesn't make excuses like, oh, the floor needs to be ready and is that's gonna be my song. It's like most of the times some of the hardest battles went when there was no music and you're on concrete. You're doing 1990s on concrete and you're spinning off all the skin on your hand.
Yeah.
It might be hard to process that, but that's a b-boy, bro. That is and even when you got up, everybody be like, you know what? That's a b-boy though, bro. You got to be insane to spin on your head on concrete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Especially at during a battle, you're repping,
Right,
and it doesn't matter what floor or where you're at.
right.
It's then and there.
But I understand times have changed and everything wants to be structured and you got to get the camera right and you got to make sure you have the followers. That's the difference though, bro. Like B-boys, the real B-boys, we're not worried about followers though, bro. We're just worried about like let's just go. Right if nobody records it or not, like let's go.
Yeah, speaking of let's go and in being at the moment during there, you know, uh, how would you say you earn respect back then?
You earn respect back then by actually going to look for the person. So say like if I heard about you, Cypher B, and Cypher B said Mikey-Ice TV is whacked on, I'm thinking like, okay, where does Cypher Beast live at? Oh, Cypher Beast, he lives in Long Beach by the movie theater. Guess what I'm doing? I'm not letting anybody know. I'm getting in my car and I'm showing up to where you're gonna be at. And I'm gonna catch you. And not only am I gonna catch you, like I'm gonna smoke you. So when I do decide to smoke you, you know about it, the neighbors know about it, and then everybody around the neighborhood they know about it. So when people see your face in public, they be like, "Yo, you're the dude with the LA hat. You call Cypher B, bro. I was crossing the street. I seen it, bro. That's how you got respect." And it went around the neighborhood like the same day.
Yeah.
I can be at the liquor store and people be like, "Yo, that's the dude with the LA. Yo, you see that? He smoked him." Nobody had phones. It was like word of mouth. Word of mouth got you respect in the neighborhood. And on top of that, the gangsters respect you. And that's one thing that we didn't talk about, which we don't have to talk about it. But breaking and gangbanging went together
Hmm.
at the same time.
Mm,
So a lot of guys that were gangbanging, they knew how to
damn.
do power moves. They knew how to break. And this is the 90s. This is the 90s.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Even K-Mel, like
That
K-Mel,
is
you know, of
crazy.
course you know who K-Mel is, all right? You know that rough attitude, like
Right, right.
K-Mel come from that.
That's some
K-Mel
the
comes from
ruggedness.
that era though, bro. Ramine comes from that era. I come from that era. Of
Yeah. Yeah, see that's a whole I didn't live that
course.
during that time, and so it's different, you know?
Of course it's different. Yeah, like I'm just sharing
And so
with
the
you like
ruggedness and then the culture.
right. Like of course you didn't come from I'm just sharing with you like you said you wanted my story. Like I can't water it down though, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was and put it this way. You know how everybody does this, or you're like you're biting. In the 90s,
Right, right.
if
Yeah.
you actually stole somebody moves, literally, like you couldn't come out the dance or the party. You had to go out the back way. Because if you came out the front entrance, there was people ready for you though, bro. And people took biting personal. If I did all these moves and
Mm,
I seen you do my same exact move, to me it was kind of like somebody went in your house and basically just went into your refrigerator and start eating your food. It's like that's my move, bro. Like I spend weeks, months learning how to do this move, and like you're gonna do it like right in front of me. It's yeah, bro. And like a lot of fights went down. I seen fights break out in the middle of the battle. I seen people get socked in their mouth in the middle of a battle. Mighty Force San Francisco.
mighty. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
Who
an event in San
who
Francisco
threw
called the
down?
Mighty Four. And somebody was doing some power moves, and somebody came in and socked somebody right in their mouth, right in the middle of their power moves.
Because he was biting or taking the move. Is that why?
Exactly. And somebody, one of the dudes in the back was like upset that he stole the other dude's moves though, you know. But like I said, like this like the era that I came from, it was very dangerous to be a b-boy though, bro. I mean, even nowadays it's safe and everybody's like, oh, we want a safe community. If you was a b-boy, bro, like literally you was a Jedi. Meaning at any point in time, you had the Empire looking for you though, bro. Literally,
Yeah, because I think
you
I
had
grew up
people
right.
looking for you. Meaning they would drive around
Woo.
the city though, bro. They would drive around the parks. And if they knew that there was gonna be a dance that Cypher Beat was gonna be at on Saturday, or if you were going to what's it
Hmm.
called? It's gonna be called what's the event that's going on in San Diego? The 4th of July?
Culture of four.
No, it's 4th of July.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody didn't like you or if a crew didn't like you and they knew that you were going to go to the 4th of July, you took a risk of going to that event though, bro, to be honest with you. Because not only do you have the battle, you have the fight. And I know maybe some people don't want to hear that, but I just got to tell the truth. But breaking's fun. I love it. Most of the time it didn't go that way. But a lot of these dudes though, bro, like whoever they were rolling with, so like say like if I came with somebody and I got three dudes in the back seat and that dude is like sipping on, he's drinking a couple of beers though, bro, and he's just like, I got your back, Mikey. Like I can't control him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But majority of the time, guys, to be honest,
Yeah.
it
I get
didn't
it.
go
Yeah.
like that, but it was a good chance that it was gonna go that way. Yeah.
Mm.
I
So
swear I've
yeah.
seen all types,
So
even in the early 2000s.
fighting,
Even in the early
taking your
2000s,
moves,
bro.
really. Well, yeah. No, during that time it's very personal. So they took it to
Even Casper's era,
to
which would be
extreme.
considered
So
your
that
era.
is crazy, man.
Even Casper era will be considered your era. I seen Casper give pushed, he got shoved on.
Yes.
He came out and pushed somebody, and somebody ran and pushed him, bro, and he flew across the whole entire floor into the crowd and disappeared.
Yeah, because during my time, I think I was like right in between the shift of the change of the culture. Because I remember one of my older, he's considered like OGs now. He was saying when he was breaking, they were like about to get in a fight. You know, it was heated. We didn't like you. And during when I was learning and growing
Mhm.
within the break scene, it was more like everybody's kind of starting to get chill with everybody, you
Right.
know? And then he was just telling us stories like, hey, back then it wasn't like this. We didn't like you. You're in a different crew. We're about to battle or, scrap after it. It got really heated
And the same thing about even today's times.
on the floor and outside the floor.
Right, exactly. And to be honest, Cypher Beat, I'm gonna use you as an example. Say that there's called a YMCA community center and everybody goes there and break. If you're my rivalry, I'm not going to the same gym to break with you because why? Because now you're gonna see all my moves, and then we're gonna battle at the 4th of July. You already know my
Yes.
moves because I'm practicing with you right now. So how is that? How does that work? If I know that me and you're gonna battle tomorrow, but I'm practicing with you the day before, how does that work?
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
difference with
Right.
today's times, bro. People literally practice with the same people that they're gonna battle. They know all your moves, bro. They're literally breaking right next to you. So when you go up and then they're pointing at the judges like this, like he did that twice. And I want to ask you from me to you, like, how do you feel about when people do this? Like, what does that mean to you when you see people do this?
So that means they did the move twice,
And what does that still mean?
or like not twice, like they did like maybe the same pose or that move in a different round.
Okay. So say like we did do that. So what does that mean still? Does that mean that like I
If
should
I
just
didn't
stop?
do it,
That I should just freeze in the middle of my move? Like I shouldn't do the same move?
well, no, I wouldn't stop doing. If you're doing a round, I would, obviously finish. But for someone to do that, it could be two different reasons. Someone's trying to psych you out, or maybe you are repeating.
Okay, so if
So,
you are, yeah, so I'm just saying because I've been
it's hard to
judging
say.
breaking events for 30 years as a judge. That just shows me that you know how to count to two. 1, 2. That's what you told me
Yeah.
as a judge, like you know how to count. So put it this way. So say like I do this to you and you do two moves. If you're blowing me up, you think that it matters that you're looking at me? This dude is blowing you up. You should be worried about him. Why are you showing me that he's doing two and he's lighting you
Mm,
up? And when they say judges, who you think I'm gonna vote for you? Or I'm gonna vote for the guy that just lit you up. I'm gonna vote for the guy that's been litting you up because you're too worried about me. Same thing when you spin the bottle.
right.
When
Yeah.
you spin the bottle, what does that mean? Like when you spin the bottle, they said it's a b-boy, a judging strategy. So it doesn't matter like who goes first or who goes last. Because if you're gonna get smoked, you're gonna get smoked either like before or after.
Right. Yep.
So why do
Yep.
we got to sit there and spin the bottle? What are we doing? You're gonna sit there for 2 minutes and let the DJ spin like three records, like, and you still got smoked either way.
hmm I think it's strategic, right? And so they're like, oh, I want to see your moves and then see if I could kind of, one up it.
But you still got smoked. So I get it, it's strategic, but you still got smoked. You kind of get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
see these things, and to me, I love breaking. You know that just by watching my channel, it's my heart and soul. But those type of things don't mean anything, though, bro. It literally doesn't mean anything. Like you're wasting
You
time. If
think,
you're a dancer, as soon as the DJ play the music and you're confident, you come out first. It's like a boxer when they
yeah,
say
what you mentioned,
it's like a boxer when they say, okay, boss, you think the guy's gonna sit there and just look at the like, I don't want to come out, looking at the referee, like tell him to come out. When you're a fighter, you come out, bro. Breaking is it's a physical exchange. You're not gonna sit him. I want to see what he's gonna do first. It's like, bro, if I want to light you up, I'm gonna light you up.
yeah, I think that's one thing that tap into a lot of, like you mentioned, confidence, self-awareness, right? And so, are they confident with their moves, or I'm gonna light you up, or I'm gonna wait till you go first, and then hopefully you mess up, or
Exactly.
I could do similar moves, but try to top it, right? And so maybe that mentality has shifted,
It did.
in a way. But if you're gonna go out there ready to kill it, man, it doesn't matter if you go second or first, just go out and blow it up. But maybe the strategic mode and battle mode has shifted to bring into like that self-awareness too, because but I mean, I guess this topic could be very controversial,
It
where it could
is.
be, a different method. Maybe they are being strategic. maybe yes, but during those eras, during your time, if you're ready to blow it up, it doesn't matter who goes first or second. You're just gonna go out and do your thing. If it's a dope song, you going out.
Right. So getting back to that question real quick, and then we'll switch it. You know how when you said when you go out like this, people say you go out twice, all right? Like you did that twice. So the whole night.
Right? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me the whole night, every time that you come out, like you're not gonna do the same moves? Even though you progress in the prelim, you're not gonna. Didn't you just do the flare when you first came out, right? Right? So the next guy you battled, didn't you just do the flare against him? And then the next guy, didn't you just do the flare again? So that means that you did the same moves 4 times. You've been doing the same flare all night. So
Right.
what's
Right.
different? What's different? You did the
Different
you literally did the
variation.
1994 times already though, bro. Unless you can figure out a way how to go into a reverse or backwards. So when people say like he did it twice, it's like everything you do all night, you already did it in the first round. When you do the top rock, I should be going like this. You already did that already. Am I wrong or right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
wrong
Like
or right, Cypher B, to be honest with you? How many times can you put your hand on your
it's.
head?
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, it's much different variations,
There's only one.
right?
If you keep
But it's
putting
still on
your
your
hand on
head.
your, you can only
But
put your hand, no matter how you do it, you're still putting your hand on your head though, bro. I'm speaking because as a judge and the person that's
yeah.
been breaking over 30 some years, I'm still seeing the same moves.
What would you say? Would this be one or two if you did a move into a chair freeze? But your second round, you do a chair freeze. You do a knee drop to a chair freeze into a variation, like into a flare or something from a chair.
Okay.
Would that be repeat? Because you did a chair.
You know what? If from my
You know what I'm
point of
saying?
view, like you can do it all night though. I'm not judging on that. I just want to know, can you top this guy?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried about how
Exactly.
many
Right.
times you did
Okay.
the move, but okay, so say this guy did a flare air chair 1990 and you do a flare air chair 1990 2000. I'm gonna vote for you, bro. You topped him. I'm gonna go by like your last move that you did. Like even though you guys did the same similar move, how did you top him so I can give you the edge as a judge? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter
Yes.
to me. It doesn't matter how
Even
many
though
times
they
I
did
did
that.
on the move. It's like, can you top this guy? It's kind of like if somebody watch Ruin does power
Yeah.
moves and they do their power moves. It's like even if Ruin can't do like everything that Grom's doing, it's like he's still blowing you up. He's still blowing you
Right.
up because he has different variations. He's doing Flair 1990, Superman, Back to Women, Headspin 2000. Like he's just going for days. And I see people still going like this. One, he's doing twice. He's going like this. And I'm thinking, like, stop worrying about the judges though, bro. Like, can you just battle this dude and stop worrying about like how many times he did the moves? To me, when I see somebody do that, I feel like they're insecure with themselves as being as a dancer because just without saying anything, to me the best dancers are the ones that don't say anything.
Yeah. They're not trying to use something else to psych out their
Exactly.
opponent. They're using they they already know they're good, or
They're good.
maybe
You already know that they're
they're
good.
okay.
Yeah. So they don't have to stand in front of the judges and like, he already did that already. He's already doing the move. It's like, bro, just go out there and serve him though, bro. Stop being LeBron James and go out there
hmm
and serve him though, bro. That's what LeBron James does. You know what I mean? Honestly, are you into basketball?
No, I used to be not.
Okay,
I
so you know
haven't
who
watched
LeBron,
anything for
well,
like 10
of course you
years.
know who LeBron James is,
Yeah, I know
right?
LeBron.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know his basketball methods or skills or how he plays on the court.
Okay.
I don't know that too much details,
Okay. But I'm just saying,
but
like,
he does that stuff
yeah, he does that.
with the coaches
He
and
tends to like he'll run over to the
referees.
referee and say that he hit me on the arm, he hit me on the arm, but it's like, bro, like the Lakers are getting smoked day and night though, bro. Like, does it matter if he hit you on the arm? You guys are not in the finals. Like, what's going on?
Huh.
But I love the
Yeah,
conversation though, Cypher B. So
damn.
this is, I know a lot of it is kind of like it's kind of hard to process because it's just so raw. Like it's almost like kind of like hearing new information. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure,
It's like
for
hearing like
sure.
the
No,
information
this
that
is
I'm
cool.
sharing with
You
you
you.
is going back 30, 40 years and today's like current time. So a lot of it probably will like fly over your head like what is it, like what is he, is but I see what everybody because I go to everything and to me it's so mellow though, bro, that when somebody doesn't win or if they lose their battle, they'll get their backpack and they'll leave. It's like, bro, like stay to the end. Like, why you leaving though? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why
Yeah, no, I
somebody
know what you
leaves.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, why did you leave?
And that ain't good enough reason because you lost and now you're going home.
Right,
You didn't make top 16.
right.
What?
Why don't you hang out and like sweat? You know, actually sweat. Why don't you dance a little bit though, bro? Like, let me see some sweat come out. Maybe me and Cypher B, we can have an exchange and we're dancing and like
Yeah.
we're having a good time. It's like you're gonna cut out early so you can miss that experience.
Right, right. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I have a few buddies that after top 16, you don't make it, they're ready to go home versus like, hey, let's, chill, enjoy the the
Exactly.
the event.
Breaking is a
Okay,
social
now
dance.
you can chill and watch till the finals.
Exactly. Breaking is a
Yeah.
social dance, meaning like we have to be social.
Mm-hmm.
Literally breaking hip hop
Yeah,
it's literally a social community.
it is. It is. And then that's a good time to, exchange and talk to people. Hey, I like how your round
There
went.
it is.
What methods you can fix it and network together where you can get better,
Right.
right? Exchange and network, community, build that culture. Yeah.
And you'll be surprised if you go around and you give somebody a compliment that didn't think that they deserve anything. You'll be surprised how much that impacts their lives though, bro. Because honestly, B-boys, everybody wants to feel like they're important, even if they lost in the battle. Because it's just that's it. It's a contest. Now the contest is over. Now let's have some fun. Why are you still sad? There's gonna be another battle next weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I think that's one thing that I need to know is like there's always somebody gonna be better than you, regardless as much as you train, as much as you work hard on this, you might win during this moment, but
Let me
the next jam or next
let me give you a
person
prime
comes up
example of somebody today
can take
that's
you
in
out.
the newer generation, even younger than you. You know who Nails One is, right? Breaking MIA, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Nails one,
You see how good he is?
dude. He's raw, right?
Right.
He got
You see how good he is,
pretty
though,
much
right?
all the elements.
You see how good he is, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you see him like going to the judges doing this or calling the do biters? He don't sit. He'll just sit there and watch you. He'll wait for you to do your round. He won't cut you off.
I think
Because he's confident though, bro. He's so confident in himself that he doesn't have to mark you. He doesn't have to put you down because his breaking along is gonna outshine that somebody calling like doing this or going to the judges. Like, and that's why to me, Nels One is one of my favorite B-boys in today's generation.
mm,
Cause he's that confident that he doesn't have to talk shit. And he wins everything though, bro. I'm here in
yeah,
LA. Like
yeah.
they just won, him and Flea Rock just won
Uh-huh.
who wants smoke.
Right.
Yeah. And then the weekend
Yeah,
before
Nails.
that,
He's won the freeze.
and then a weekend before that, he won another one-on-one B-boy jam for $1,000.
Hmm.
He's that confident though,
Yeah,
bro,
Nails won. He won the.
that he knows that he's good enough to win, and he doesn't talk no smack. To me, that is the true sign of like that's what a B-boy is though, bro. You don't run your mouth, you just come out and let your moves do it.
Yeah,
Same thing with
yeah,
Flea. Same thing with Flea. Like he'll get you either way. Flea, when he comes out, he does all of his moves. He's not looking at the judges. He's not complaining. He's just breaking though, bro. And that's the reason why those guys can go almost anywhere in the States and win.
mm,
Kind of get what I'm saying?
that's the sense of the style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right. Because they're confident in their
it's
skills. They're
within that
confident in their
they're
skills.
and lead them that way when they compete and not have everything what you call like lighting the crowd, the judges get to them.
Exactly.
But that does come with experience.
Right. Come with the experience. And champions, not only that they're B-boys, they're literally champions.
Yeah, yeah.
Zeku
Dude,
and Nails One
right? In the
officially the
breaking
champions.
world, they
So
are.
those are world champions. Zeku and Nails Ones. Those dudes are literally world champions.
Yes, yes. And
And Flea Rock.
it's so hard to yes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. These guys are God, they're idols, they're champions. There are God, they're just yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
I think that champions is the best word
Right.
the stated.
But like I was saying, Cypher Beat, I love the breaking community. I love the new guys. Like everybody that break in Japan, everybody that break in the United States. I'm not bitter about anything. I'm just sharing, like how you said, my story from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And I love breaking so much that I'm still heavily involved with it. And I'm actually going to the 4th of July tomorrow.
You
Yes,
are
ma'am.
still. That's tight. I thought about going, but I'm all the way out in Oregon,
Okay.
and I think, with the travels expense, I was like, right now I'm not going, but I think it's gonna be a really good jam. I mean, they've been throwing one year after
Yeah.
year, so
It'll be my first one.
yeah, that's. Oh, really? Okay.
But I've been going to the
Is there a
B-Boy
drive for
Summit.
you? How far?
But I've been going to the B-Boy Summit since 1996, and the first one was in San Diego. So I've been going to jams to San Diego already for 30 years, though. So, but this is my first time going to the 4th of July. It's about a 2-hour drive.
Okay.
That's nothing compared to Oregon, bro. Like, I can close my eyes and drive to San Diego, turn on the air. Like, I love the 2-hour drive, though, bro. It's like a beautiful scene because San Diego, it's a beach community.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be there in August for the Culture of Four.
Okay.
Plans to be there, you know. I think it's off the Mission Beach, so that's gonna be
I'll see
super
you
fire.
there. I'm going to be there too.
You gonna be there? Yeah,
I
we
go
can
to
connect,
everything,
you
bro.
know, run some shorts and
I go to everything, bro. I've already
yeah,
been to four
yeah.
jams in a row this summer. Four jams in a row.
Yeah. Whew.
And
So speaking
yeah,
of jams, there's a lot more jams going on in California versus
but
Oregon. So we would go to like Seattle, Vancouver, BC, kind of like Northwest, but I feel like in Cali there's way more jams. And with those so many
you
jams,
want to know why
if
that's
you're
that,
not
Goofy?
traveling
You want to know
or
why, to be
fly,
honest with you?
what's that?
You want to know why there's more jams in California than there is anywhere in the US?
Yeah, why is that?
Because California, all we have is innovators. All the innovators live in California. Cloud, Remind, Super Dave, Vietnam, Wicked. Well, he don't live here anymore. But I'm just saying, majority of the people that are like heavily that innovative breaking, they all live in California.
Cross one.
Yeah, being honest, yeah, majority. But and all the best dancers literally live in California. If they don't live in LA, like they live up north. So it's kind of like the whole state of California is like the golden states for some of the best dancers in the world. People come from Japan to come to California so they can be exposed to some of the best dancers in the world. Easy Rock, everybody lives
Yes.
here, bro.
I think I agree.
Yeah, everybody lives here. Easy Rock, Asia One. Like I see all these guys. Nels is here right now, bro. He's spending the summer here in LA though, bro. He's from Miami.
Damn. See some of the stuff that I'm hearing that I mean, I've been to California, but not like living in California. And I'm like the amount of knowledge I'm getting hearing and feedback from like, damn, shit.
This is where it's at,
I
bro.
don't know.
H lives
Oregon's kind
here.
of
Yeah, H is here, bro. Everybody from Concrete All Stars, everybody's here. And that's just the breaking scene. We're not even talking about the popping scene, the DJ scene, the graffiti scene, like the low riding scene. Like LA is like, bro, it's just like a melting pot of just like some of the best artists, the best skaters in the world live in California, bro. Tony Hawk. Come on.
mm, yeah, yeah. They surround us up with the greats.
Yeah,
Ooh.
bro. Like California is the golden state for talent. I'm gonna be honest with you. And on top of that, California, literally the dancers that came out of California, like basically changed the face of breaking. Style elements. Style elements. They changed the
Yes.
face of breaking, oh bro, to be honest with you, dead serious. And I was
Speaking of
there
style elements,
and I was
the
fortunate and I
anniversary's
was
coming up.
fortunate enough to be there right at the same time. Right when we met breaking, they were literally changing the face of breaking.
Yeah, I want to tap into more some of that knowledge with that, because there's a lot of it should get it, I want to say exposed, but it's more knowledge and education through that,
Yeah.
during that era.
If you ever
It's
want to do a
just
part
so
two, I'm
much
down.
knowledge
Yeah,
that
if you ever want to do a part two, we can tap into that too because I have so much what I'm sharing with you is just like it's like basically like the crust of like information I still have. We didn't even talk about Zulu. We didn't talk about like there's so much that like I can share with you. We're
Zulu,
going
yeah.
on the hour though, right? Maybe like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're up in an hour 15 right now. I mean, we can definitely do a part two. Let's tap that
Okay.
into, down the road.
Yeah.
But gosh, yeah, there's so much knowledge, that is, valuable, right? Because content like this is kind of what's called evergreen, where, you know, YouTube is evergreen, where that you post in there and post it up and 10, 20 years later, still on there unless somehow that company goes down,
Exactly,
which I
bro. I got
doubt.
stuff
But
on YouTube
you
from like,
know,
yeah, I got stuff from YouTube from 2005. Yeah, like when I first started posting, and like it will never get took down because I don't even have the password to my old
yeah,
YouTube channels, so I can't even take it down if I want to.
right, right,
And I know this interview right now
yeah, it's
between me and you, I know down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, this interview is going to be a blueprint for a lot of people because breaking's going to always keep constantly evolving. And people's going to want to know, like, who are the guys that
yes.
evolved it? Like, who are the participants? Who are the people that was there firsthand? Like, and it sucks to say this, but literally you have more value when you pass away.
Mm, right, because then they're like, oh, maybe we'll have no knowledge that they knew about this
Right.
and that,
Michael
and they
Jackson.
can't get access to you,
Michael,
right? Because if
for
you're down
example,
in the grave,
for example, Michael Jackson's been around forever, but as soon as they came out with that
hmm
movie, like his value shot up like $990 million. He has like the number one box office movie in the world, and he's not even alive to see it.
yeah,
Isn't that
yep,
crazy?
and they're not finished. It's only part one. If you've seen the movie, they're making a second one, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
so,
But isn't that crazy? You're not even around to see how much people value, but you're the number one artist in the world.
and still, well, I mean, not still, but his lineage still carries on with the great amount of work he did
Even before the
back in
movie,
the
even
the
before the
80s and early
movie,
90s.
even before the movie, Thriller outsold
Yeah.
everybody though, bro. That album alone surpassed everybody.
Yeah, it's wow, definitely ahead of his time, or just the talent that he had was, incredible.
Is there anything else you want to ask me before we go?
Yeah, we're about to wrap before we wrap it up here. Are you working any projects or anything in the horizon?
Right now, Solomon's 32-year anniversary. That's like the biggest projects. I'm gonna be on the panel discussion, and it's gonna be a
Oh, dope,
yeah. I'm
dope.
gonna be up there with some legendary people. One of my heroes, which is Ice. So Solomon's Crew 32-year anniversary
Uh,
in Stockton, California. That's gonna be like an amazing event, though, bro. We got Mr. Wiggles, Ice, Kid Glide. This is a lot. Little Caesar, a lot of us, Easy Rock, all of us is gonna be there in the same building. That's already crazy, though, bro. This the people I just named: Easy Rock,
yeah.
Ice, Mr. Wiggles.
Ooh, I mean,
You should go to that, bro.
Mr. Wiggles and
Can you go to that?
already, so much. I was thinking about it, but I haven't fully adjusted because I was going to a few things in August already, and then
September. Okay.
September there's like, God, there's like 3, 4 jams that's during that time I want to head up to, and then they're all in California, right? You got Solid Elements. I think a week or two after that, you got San Francisco Spin Control. That's gonna be a dope jam
Okay.
too. I think there's a jam before in between that too. I'm not sure exactly where, but gosh, it's yeah, man, a lot of great stuff in Cali.
It's
Uh,
almost too much, though.
just speaking of Solid Elements, I mean, I would love to go too. It's just I know. It's just like,
Because
man, it's hard to hit up every one.
even the weekend after 4th of July, I'm going to another jam after that, though, too.
Ooh, okay, okay.
So that's
So speaking of, you go to this jam, hitting up the panels. What are your projects and build up and horizon with content?
oh, what content?
Any ideas that you want to throw out, or you kind of keep it underground until, talk about it later?
I'll say
Or
right now, like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it underground until like it get exposed because like we talked about early, I feel like when it comes to like that, I still believe in the element of surprise. Because if I share it, everybody's gonna be so
okay,
once I
yeah, it's
put it up,
great.
it's gonna be like, what? Like, oh yo, he didn't even talk about this. I still love the element of shock. Like to
Yeah,
shock somebody to be like, how did he pull that off though, bro? Like that's crazy. Like I still believe in the element of surprise.
for sure. Yeah, no, that's great.
Mhm.
That's good stuff. Yeah, yeah, because then you can, shock them, right? Element of shock, the surprise of the shock of, oh, and so that's great. Oh, that's dope.
Mm.
Cool. Mikey-Ice, man, it's a pleasure to have you on. Before we end the show, let's do a cipher round. You down for a cipher round? Not your typical cipher, but a couple questions on top of your head.
Okay, go ahead.
Dope. Let's hit with the cipher. What is your favorite breaking move?
My favorite breaking move, I would say, would be I like swipes.
Swipes. Okay.
Yeah, I like the swipes.
Ooh, dope. Dope. Is there a favorite song or go-to song you like to get down to when you're dancing and you're like, okay, I'm gonna play this track. Every time I hear this track, it's off.
James Brown, Give It Up, Turn It Loose.
Ooh, classic. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Are you reading any books or audiobooks currently?
Yes, right now I'm reading a book by Fat Five Freddy's called Always Fly.
Ooh,
Fat Five Freddy, let me tell you, Fat Five Freddy
fire.
was the
Damn.
first, he was the first man artist to introduce rap to the mainstream. I mean, like he exposed it to the mainstream. Like as far as like it being like kind of like put on TV because he had a TV show called Yo MTV Raps, and he was in the movie Wild Style. So I'm reading this book. It's called Always Fly, and he was a graffiti writer too as well.
Dang, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. If you can enter a competition in a 2 vs 2, do you know who your partner would be?
If I can enter in a competition 2 versus 2, I would say if I can pick somebody that I feel comfortable with and I know that I can trust him that we won't get smoked, I would say Ramon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. Mikey-Ice, thank you for getting on here. Do you have any final advice you would give to the new gens
Okay.
or whoever's listening?
So my advice to the new generation, I would say is get to the music though. Like when I say get to the music, like listen to stuff that has like lyrics and it has like the beat to it, like the beat to it. Even if it's like older stuff, I would say always just appreciate the older stuff because that's how like people get to the next level. I understand they got the Red Bull beats and this and that, but like b-boy culture comes from like the older jams though. It comes from the Mexican, it comes from Babe Ruth, it comes from the Incredible Bongo Band, it comes from James Brown, it comes from the Jackson Sisters. I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any songs that have
I
lyrics
danced
and
to
it
that
makes you
so many
want to
times.
express yourself, my advice is being a b-boy. Listen to stuff that makes you want to feel like you believe in you. That's why the song is called I Believe in Miracles. I believe in you. The song is saying I believe in you, meaning like when you hear the song it's telling you I believe in you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my advice.
There's times I practice, I would listen to that and be like, all right, I'm gonna hit this power move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it. Gets me pumped,
Right.
filled up,
Because
right?
like 'cause
Trying to
you
hit
have
this
the feeling that
combo
you can
or
pull it off because it says I believe in you.
dude, fire, dude. I love it. Mikey-Ice, definitely we gotta tap in
Okay.
again, episode 2 or part 2. Dude, it's such a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
I've got to tap in. So if people want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
You can basically on Mikey-Ice on Instagram, Mikeyeic with 2 E's, Mikey-Ice. And that's like my main platform. And then Mikey-Ice TV on YouTube.
Mm, dope, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Once again, Mikey-Ice, pleasure to have you on. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.